captain's log. So yesterday was a very eventful day. Let's just say the day after my 48th birthday has been, my 40th birthday was interesting. Let's just say that. I went to Hamburger Mary's with my brother and my parents and saw a drag show. It was interesting. We got a picture with the drag queens and my mom was like, because my brother Mike is in the back. Mike is in the back. And he was really there. But my mom goes, the picture makes it look like a paper cutout of Mike was just inserted in the back of the, and it does. Let me see if I can get a picture, because I'm telling you now, there's just something magical about the way this looks. Okay? See how it's so bright? Like there's a photo? Oh, it doesn't come out that good on here. But the white light, the white bulb light, that's my brother. And it looks like a cardboard cutout of my brother inserted into the back of the picture. But he was there. It just turned out weird that way. And that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes photos look really bizarre. Okay, these guys need to stop texting so I can get to the next video that I wanted to get to, because yesterday, I was leaving Waterford Lakes. I had a magical time at California Pizza Kitchen with the most awesome server named Gigi, and I met Gigi and JJ, and there was this other beautiful princess there, and I can't remember her name, but she made me think of Frozen. And conceal, don't feel. That's what some of us have to do. Conceal, don't feel. Don't let them show. Don't let them see. Christoph is my nephew. Mine, in Czech Republic. Senior year in high school. He's gonna rock it. I just know it. So I have Sven's, I have Christoph's, I have Anna's, I have Elsa's. I have people like this in my life. For real, for real. And I don't have an Olaf yet, but I want Josh Gad's number so I can talk to him and maybe, I don't know, putting that out there, Josh. I know a lot of Joshes, but I don't know Josh Gad yet. I mean, I know him as an actor. Who doesn't know Josh Gad? And if you don't know, well, you should look him up because he's freaking amazing. But I digress. My friend Rick from Maryland. I got something on my nose. My friend Rick from Maryland is one of the most awesome guys that I ever met. And he's like a pilot and doing all kinds of stuff. And we had a magical time together. Me, him, my bestie Megan, and Dawn, and John Bell. Oh my God. Whatever happened to you? I can't find you. Your name is so common. I can't find you. But that was such a magical night. Oh gosh, it had so much potential. And then we ended up having a really good time with a group of people. Anyway, EDD, yeah, you know me. So I'm going back to yesterday. Yesterday I went to California Pizza Kitchen and I met these magical young adults. And I had decided I was gonna go get a cupcake from Sweet because it's Sweet by Holly. Sweet by Holly. Heather Holly. My friend Brian knows Heather Holly, and Holly is who he's gonna marry in October. And so I'm like, I'm gonna go in there and get a cupcake because I love cupcakes. And it was awesome, and I got a video of the whole thing because you guys, if you've never been to Sweet by Holly, you've never had a cupcake. This is, I am very picky about my sweets, like very picky about my sweets. And Holly, oh, the best cupcakes ever. All right, so there used to be a 2J's next door. 2J's. If you know 2J's, you know that that was like freaking awesome. I love their smoked salmon. And they're gone. They closed down in Waterford. They closed down. I was very upset. But they still have one near the Fashion Square Mall. But it's not the same as the one in Waterford. I like the one in Waterford. But, so it's a retail space now. If you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come. I've got ideas. I've got all kinds of ideas. I just don't have the money. But one day, I'll find somebody who wants to do something big with me. But anyway, I was leaving there, after doing a nice little video, and I was going by the Chick-fil-A. I was going that exit out of Waterford, out of the Chick-fil-A, and there was a car accident there. And there were 3 cars involved, and there was an elderly couple, and he was having a really hard time getting out of the car. It was really freaking hot, and there was a man there with a child. And I looked at the child, I'm like, because I pulled right into the Chick-fil-A. I'm sorry, Captain Mama Frog, freaking Captain Mama Frog. I help people. I do. I pull over on the side of the road if somebody needs help. If I see a car accident, I stop. I do the things. And there was a beautiful young woman there who does CPR and all this stuff. She's trained to be a nurse and all this. And I wish I had gotten her name. She was like an angel, and she came to check on everybody and make sure head, neck, shoulder. Are you feeling okay? I mean, she was beautiful. But this kid was in shock, clearly in shock. He was really pale, and he was sitting in the sun. His father didn't know what to do because his father was in shock too. And I'm like, you know what? Gotta get him in the shade. Get him in the shade. He needs the shade. We're in freaking Orlando, Florida in the summertime. Get him in the shade. So eventually got him to the shade. I got a blanket from the back of my car, put a blanket down on the ground, a little thing, so he wouldn't be prickly in the grass, but he could sit in the shade. So he's sitting in the shade, and finally the police officers show up. The police officers show up, the fire truck comes, beautiful first responders. I have no words. I love you all so much. But this beautiful angel named Carrie. So I'm leaving Sweet by Holly, and there was a car accident, and Officer Carrie, that young lady there, she is fantastic. I talked to her and 2 other officers. The other one was Cruz, and yeah. So this is the second time I've seen her, and she was like, oh, hey, because there was this gentleman by the name of Wesley at the racetrack. I went to go to Starbucks because I have a problem, and the baristas all know me there. But I was still learning that Starbucks is not open until 6 on the weekends. It's open at 5 during the week, but 6 on the weekends. So I said, all right, let me go get a pack of cigarettes because I was still smoking. I'm gonna quit. My mom's gonna help me quit. She's gonna help me afford to quit, because the way I want to do it is through laser acupuncture, because I've done it before and I can do it again. But I'm gonna do it my way, and I'm gonna record the whole sesh so that you guys can see what it's like, what the experience is like, because it worked for me before. David, give me liberty or give me death. You taught me. No, you didn't teach me, but you told me about this laser acupuncture in Longwood Preventive Group, but they're not there anymore. But it worked. It worked for us. And we used to smoke on the smoking dock all the time. And I used to hang out with all the people on the smoking dock. Anybody know, like, that's what you hang out with people, you talk to people. That's what we did. We talked to people. And so, Carrie, I have a best friend named Carrie. Like, love this woman to itsy bitsy pieces. I love Carrie. My KJ. Not Kendall Jackson KJ, which I stopped drinking in May of this year. I mean, I was a fish with KJ. Fish. And now, coffee, cigarettes, and medical marijuana. Yeah, medical marijuana. I'm sober now. I'm sober right now. I'm sober most of the time. But when I get in a lot of pain or my anxiety spikes, then I take a gummy. Just something to curb the edge. To take the stress off, the anxiety of everything that's going on in my life off. And so, Carrie, this police officer at the racetrack, Wesley, I go there, I pivot, and I go to racetrack to get cigarettes. And there's this guy out there clearly having a nervous breakdown. Like, clearly having a nervous breakdown. And me, being the person that I am, I'm like, hey, buddy, are you okay? And I start talking to him, and he gets ripped off. He did 3 days of deconstruction, like tearing down walls, like hard labor in the heat for this guy because he's homeless and he's trying to make some money. And he had his skateboard, his bag, and his phones and stuff. And this man stole his stuff and abandoned him at the racetrack and said, oh, I'll be back. I go get some cash and I'll be back. And he abandoned him and left him there and stole his skateboard and stole his bag. He was in a bad spot. Wesley was in a very bad spot mentally. He was not. and all his medications were in his bag. Now, if you know anybody who's got bipolar or schizophrenia or any of that stuff, and you take them off of their meds, and he'd been off his meds for 2 days because he hadn't taken them because he was working, and then they stole his bag with all his meds, so he was a little bit on edge and really emotional. And so he got a picture of the license plate, he got a picture of the guy and a profile shot. Really sleazy looking guy, by the way. Really piece of work. So I said, would you like me to call the police? And he said, yes. I said, okay, we're going to do this the right way. Now, mind you, Wesley's homeless, and he hadn't slept, and he hadn't eaten, hadn't taken his meds, and 3 police officers show up at the raceway. I spent 3 hours helping Wesley. Now, 3 police officers. One of them is Carrie, and 2 other guys. And I told them, I said, listen, I said who I am. I gave them my married name because that's on my driver's license, but I'm really Heather Greening. And I said, I mentioned some key things, like I'm going to do a TED Talks about survivors, blah, 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 because I was talking to them to explain to them, I know a thing or two about mental, and I mentioned University of Behavioral Health because it was right down the road, blah, 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 and I can take Wesley there if that's where, instead of them locking him up or taking him or calling somebody because he was clearly in distress. And they said that they were going to try to contact the guy. They got the guy on the phone. Long story short, the skateboard and the bag were not in the truck, mysteriously. That guy stole his stuff. That was his skateboard. That was his mode of transportation. So I spent 3 hours of my morning helping him, helping the police officers. So Carrie knows me. And when she saw me at the thing, she was like, hey, but she needed to tend to that kid. And I told her what was going on. And I said, look, I know heat stroke. I passed out when I was 12 years old, almost passed out. And then at the HF Festival at JFK with Jeremy, very good friend of mine, awesome guy, when I was pregnant, almost passed out. I have heat stroke. I have heat intolerance, and I live in Orlando, Florida. Not my choice. My parents decided to move down here. I would have stayed in Maryland. And if I hadn't gotten pregnant here in Orlando, Florida, I would have moved back to Maryland because, Maryland, I love Maryland. But you know what? Maryland's following me. There's people here from Maryland. There's people here from Virginia. There's people here from other states and cities that I've been to because I've traveled my whole life as an Army brat. So, seeing Carrie in her full-on, like really helping people was inspirational. And I love our first responders, our police officers, our firefighters, our freaking paramedics, the doctors, the nurses, everybody, our first responders, you guys, they are who comes to you first. Give them the respect that they're owed. Stop hating on them because of some 1, 2, 3 jerk-offs. Stop. Just because there's some bad ones out there, look at your job. Look at where you work. Are there good and bad? Everywhere you go, there's going to be a boss that's a jackass. There's going to be a coworker that's a total pisshead. That happens everywhere. So what makes the police, firefighters, or anything else, anything different? You ever watch TV? Oh, America, we watch a lot of TV. There's good and bad everywhere, okay? So stop persecuting the good ones. The bad ones, karma, chameleon, okay? Karma's coming for them, okay? Now, this is me. I have no jewelry on. No jewelry, no stones, no gems. I am not being influenced by anything other than me, okay? But sometimes I put on a Native American cuff that helps get me ready for my shows because I'm doing the Hairy Buffalo tonight. And I don't know who's coming with me. I don't know if I'm going to record it or not. We'll see. That's to be determined. So I'm going to post this on my YouTube, Captain Mama Frog. And I'm sure nobody's going to watch it. because I'm still new at this and nobody knows me. But that's okay. One day they will. So right now I'm on my infant stages, but that's okay. 911. I was gonna go to Kansas City, but I can't go to Kansas City because Carrie, no, not Carrie, Juliet, my first love, Juliet. I love you, Juliet. But she said she can't go to Kansas City, so I can't see Blue October. But who I can see, and who I will see a band called Ginkgo Balboa. It's not my type of music, but I know a lot of people who like this music. I haven't seen this video yet. So you're watching it with me. Life is in labor. Oh no, oh no. The head is coming out. What do we do? We drive to the side. Ginkgo Balboa. They're coming out with their album, and it's going to be on 9/11 at the Haven. Now, I remember years ago, many moons ago, when I worked with Matt, like early 2000s, and me, him, and Rob were on the same team, and I went to the Haven to support him, and it's not my music. And I'm like, I'm in love with this guy, Matt, and he met the most awesome woman, Miranda, and they are the most beautiful couple, and they're the most beautiful freaking kids. Oh my God. I love this family, and I'm gonna go support, and I bought 2 tickets. I don't know who I'm bringing yet, but I bought 2 tickets, and they're only $12. So at the Haven, if you like that kind of music, come with me. It'll be magical. The Haven is a dive bar, just warning, like dive bar. And I know dives because well, actually, it's been so many years, I don't even know. My ex-husband went with me, and it was a dive bar then, but it's probably still a dive bar. And I've been to open mics at dive places on Mills. Grumpies. I don't know how I feel about that one. So I'm gonna go Harry Buffalo tonight, and I'm gonna go early and sign up early so I can talk to the earlier crew, because the later you get, the more intoxicated or the good tables leave. And then you have nobody to talk to, except for a whole bunch of people who are bitter because their comedian did not do good. Ooh, sorry. Don't take it out on the rest of the comedians. All right, so 9/11, I'm gonna be at the Haven. I bought 2 tickets. I don't know who I'm taking, but that is coming out. That is coming out. Just this video is gonna be awesome. I can't wait to watch the rest of it, but I'm gonna do that because this music isn't for everybody, because it's kind of screaming metal, but that's what my friend Matt does, and you would never know it by meeting him. You wouldn't know that he does this, and he's magical, and I'm a unicorn, and he had a shirt that has a dinosaur eating a unicorn. I'm also Slytherin. Am I not supposed to say that I am? But I am. I'm taking the test. I passed the test. And I didn't pass it. It just tells you what your house is. But I play poker gaga, and this guy in England did the sorting hat on me while we were playing poker, and it said Slytherin, and that was months ago. And then my daughter, on my birthday, we went to lunch, breakfast, brunch, whatever, First Watch, love First Watch, and she sent me the thing to take the test, and yeah, I'm freaking Slytherin. So, and now I need to go to Harry Potter land, and in Universal Studios, I gotta get a pass, an annual pass, and then go get my wand. Who wants to come with me? Anyone? Universal passes? Anybody want to go to check out Harry Potter? Universal? Let me know. I'm gonna go soon. Maybe soon. It's beautiful, the weather is changing, so, but there's gonna be some more hurricanes, so, before the hurricanes, maybe, or after the hurricanes, I don't know, we'll see. Okay, gotta go play poker now. Poker gaga. Bye. TTFN. TTFN. Ta-ta for now. Cut them off.